It's known that your door is always open and your path is free to walk. That makes me tend to leave my sleeping bag rolled up and stashed behind your couch. And it's knowing I'm not shackled by forgotten words and bonds and ink stains that are dried upon some line. That keeps you in the back roads by the rivers of my memory, keeps you ever gentle on my mind. I'll take one. Hey everyone, welcome to MT Guitar. Today we're doing Gentle on My Mind by Glen Campbell. What an amazing song, just all around a classic. Originally written by John Hartford and shortly after was covered by Glen Campbell, really propelled Glen Campbell into the spotlight. And if you watch Glen play it live, it's just remarkable.
Okay. It's knowing that your door is always open and your path is free to walk.
So really this part turns out to be kind of a Travis picking part with the hybrid picking where you're kind of going, and then, E minor.
That makes me tend to leave my sleeping bag rolled up and stashed behind your couch.
Besides the hybrid picking though, I do want to show you a couple ways to play the song right away, at a more entry level. So if I go... pretty much capturing the song with almost no fuss. And then same with the E minor. In fact, there's two guitars in the recording and one is clearly just strumming that. One is doing like...
It's knowing that your door is always open and your path is free to walk.
So I put it all into one arrangement, as Glen does. When he plays it live, he really combines both. When I saw the live version, I just was stunned, and so I wanted to learn that solo note for note and teach it to you.
I'll play one.
This is all pentatonic. So he's following E minor, major 7, just an octave up. And then this is just a beautiful move here. Oh man, he's landing on that third of A right there. And then this move he does here is just so great. And then... I mean, you can't get better than this stuff. He's playing with the open E string, right? And just doing sort of a trill here, or a slur. And then, this is all just resolving to a D. That's the D major pentatonic. This is all D major pentatonic. So the whole arrangement, basically everything I played, will be on the Patreon written out. And we're also doing group lessons there every other Saturday, so you can check that out. Remember to subscribe and hit the thumbs up, and it really helps the channel. So let's go ahead, jump in and learn this. I want to start you off right away with basically an entry-level way to play this song. Honestly, it's the way I played this song for quite a while before I dug into the live version, which is rewarding. So I hope you do the strumming and then stick with me, and then we can do the hybrid picking, which is really good for your fingerstyle skills and just being able to add another technique and do flat picking with fingerstyle. That being said, just a quick note, the studio recording has capo first fret, but every version we've seen Glen Campbell do live on YouTube essentially has him open D. So, moving losing my voice a little bit, excuse me. We're going to start on this intro here. And the intro is just a D. And we want to start with the strumming pattern, which is down, 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 up, down, up. If you want to be a little more targeted in your strumming, you can kind of do the bass on the first strum, on the first down, and then the whole chord on the second. And then more of a lighter touch on the next down up, and then a stronger touch on the following down up. So it'll be bass, down, down, up, down, up. The dynamics are nice, however, even if you didn't have dynamics and you just strummed the same volume, it would still sound fine like this. So either way. Now, on the verse, we have basically a moving D chord. So we go from D, let's do the left hand first. D major 7, really good chord to know. Easiest way to play it is to bar, second fret, first 3 strings. Knowing that your doors. Okay, and then a D6, so that's O2, O2. So I finger it like that, middle and ring, back to index bar. All right. It's knowing that you don't. Now we add the strumming pattern down, 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 up, with an optional dynamic if you want to really mimic the sound of the rhythm section. So we would go 1, 2, 3. Is okay. Then an E minor. Again. Bass, down, down, up, okay? And then 4 bars of that. Now our E minor walk down. So here we have some fun chords here. E minor, this is when he sings the next phrase. E minor major 7, spicy. We actually get quite a tense chord there, but it's temporary. So that's first fret D string, okay? And then an E minor 7, so you completely lift the D string, so that's open. And then an A7. I'm going to show you a different way to play this with the Travis hybrid picking. It's basically this. But it doesn't really work when you strum because then you get too many avoid notes in the whole chord as opposed to the targeted strings of the picking. So I would do A7 if you're strumming. And that's what, the studio has, the studio recording. So that would be stash behind your couch. Back to our D major chords. So let's run, that's actually the entire first half of the verse. And there's only one section in this entire song. Really the verse turns into the chorus, which is the verse extended pretty much. So why don't we run that nice and slow with the strumming pattern. Ready? 3, 4. Is knowing that your door is always open. Okay. E minor. Stay there for 4 bars. Here we go. Good, so we've run the first half. The second half is interesting. It tags on 2 bars at the end of the D and E minor phrases. So let me explain. If we go D, D major 7, D6, D major 7, initially we went back to E minor there, right? Well, we keep going with D and then D7. You can lift that first string off as well to make it a cool D9. But either way, it's a D7. Although live he does D major 7, so you can do that if you want. But I like the studio recording, they went to D7. I think it's super cool. So to re-summarize here, D, and then E minor. So with the strumming pattern, 3, 4. It's D, D7, E minor. And then our normal E minor for 4 bars. We'll play through this entire thing soon, but we have to get through this as well. Next phrase originally it was here to A7, and then it would have been back to D, but now we add 2 more bars on with E minor 7, and you really want that pinky, if you can, on the 3rd fret 2nd string to A7. Just kind of really nicely ties in that cadence back to D. And then this. And then you repeat for another verse. So that's the entire verse / chorus. This is a strophic form, meaning it really just repeats over and over. So that once you learn this entire section, you're done. Of course, we have the solo, but the solo is over that form. So why don't we run that entire strumming pattern, and then we'll get into the hybrid picking, okay? So let's start from the intro. So it'll be 4 bars of D, then we'll go into the verse, okay? The whole form. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. It's knowing that your door is always open and your path is free to walk. Good. Here we go. And keep spinning, da-da-da-da, rolled up and stashed behind your couch. Good. Again. This time D to D7 to E minor. Now E minor to major 7, minor 7, A7. Back on my mind. That's when he says, gentle in my mind. Then we repeat the verse, and he sings another verse. Okay, so obviously that's pretty slow, and especially the live version, he really picks up the pace. It's quite fast. It's like 200 beats per minute. So the real tempo would be, it's knowing that your heart is always open and your path is free to walk. It's got a real, almost a train beat. That keeps me. So get it up to speed. Behind your couch. And basically, you know, it is cooking. Okay, now the Travis picking principles apply. So even though we're using a flat pick, you still want to think alternating bass. I just did the wrong bass. It's no A string. It's 4th, 3rd, 4th, 3rd, back and forth. So, all right. So there's 2 patterns we need to learn. Well, you don't need to. You can go with one for the whole thing. But I like alternating between these 2 fingerstyle patterns because they're appropriate at different times. When he's singing, we're going to do a certain pattern, and when there's a 4-bar break, we're going to do a different pattern. I can explain the reason once we learn it. You'll see, I think. The intro, we're going to start with the pattern where he's not singing. All right, so you got this Travis picking going on, but we want to do basically bass and 1st string, bass, 2nd, bass, anticipate the D major 7. So it's bass 1st, bass 2nd, bass 2nd, with the 2nd string being in 2nd fret. Kind of tricky, actually very tricky to be honest. I wouldn't say this is beginner friendly anymore. So it really takes a steep dive from entry level to, you got to know basic Travis picking to be able to do this. So bass and 1st, bass 2nd, bass 2nd, bass and 1st, bass 2nd, bass, 2nd string, bass, and repeat. So the whole thing, 3, 4. One more time. Good. Now you could do that for the entire verse. However, I would recommend switching up the pattern because really we want this to be on the downbeat. So we're going to switch the pattern to this. Because that matches the part of the recording. Da, ba, da, all right, on the downbeat. So we're going to do bass and 2nd string together. Bass, first, bass, second, bass. Right? For each chord. Notice how that second fret and opener on the downbeat now. Very important. That's why I did it. Okay, so now the verse, we'll go to the E minor after this. It's knowing that your door is always open and your path is free to walk. Good. Now we'll go to the other pattern where we go, I know it's a little strange to switch patterns, but it's how the arrangement worked out best in my opinion. So it's back to this, when you go bass, bass in first, bass second, bass first. 4 bars. Sped up would be 3, 4. Okay, good. All right, and now we need to forget about the 6th string because now we need to have this descending line be king. And I'm gonna make a personal choice to do this. It's optional. So we're gonna go bass, bass in third, bass second, bass second. Then you go to first fret, open, and you can do what Glen did, which is go to A7, bass, bass, or you can do what I did, which is this. I like that. I think that's really cool. So that would be. Now go to 4th fret, 5th string, 2nd fret, 3rd string, and you go bass, same pattern. Bass first, bass second, bass first, or second, sorry. Like that. So the whole thing would be. And then back to D. So your main pattern. Okay? So that's the first half. The second half, we add on the 2 measures that we already did with the strumming, but let's do it for practice. 3, 4, and it's. Oh, sorry. The pattern that we do in singing. That one. Ready? 3, 4. It's knowing I'm not shackled. Now, instead of going to E minor, we continue with D, and then D7. First string open is the best sound for me. Or you can do 2nd fret for a full D7. I'm going to do this. Now E minor. Remember the other pattern, so bass. Bass first, second, second. Now, same as before. But instead of ending here, we go to E minor 7, full E minor with the 6th string bass. You want to have the 3rd fret 2nd string, just like in the strumming. 2nd string, 3rd, 3rd, A7, 2nd, 3rd, 3rd, and then back to D. D major 7, D major 6. Okay, all right, so that's it. I know it's a lot, but work it slow. And it's a great technique to have. So a lot of effort, but well worth it. All we have left will be the solo. I'm going to have to fly through it here. It'll be tabbed out on the Patreon as well. So, you can do basically a chromatic hammer on or 7, 8, 10, but it's all on the 2nd string here. I'm doing a chromatic hammer on, meaning every finger is hammering on. The point is we need to land here on the downbeat. That's where the form starts. And then you do 10 twice, 7, 10, 7, 10, 10, 7, 10, 7, 10, 10, 7, 10, 7, first string, 10, 7, 10, pull off, hammer on, pull off, 9, 7. So that whole phrase, 1, 2, 3. Okay, classic D major pentatonic. Now, so great stuff there. He's just voice leading those chords down. Actually, like I did it right there. So that would be 9, 7, 8, 7, 8, and then 7, 8, 7, 7. So Good. Then a chromatic pull off. So 10 to 7 each, one pulling off. Glen's a beast, man. He was a studio musician before he became famous, so true professional on the guitar. 10 to 7 pull off. 8, 9, slide 7 to 6. So far. Good. Now, 0, 2, pull off. Wow. Hard to do. Okay. 0, 2, and then 3, 2, 3, 0. Sorry. 2, 3, 2, 0. You just do it over and over again. That's how many times we do it. I think it's 4. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times. You just have to feel it, right? Now, 2, 3, 4, 5, chromatic hammer on. Now, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5. Let me play it first. 3, 2, pull off. 4, 2, pull off. 5, 4, here. So actually it's this. Good. 2, 4, slide. 7, 7, 7, 5. 10, 7. 10, 7. 9 to 11, slide. 10. 11 to 9, slide. 7. 9, 9, 7. Let me play that first. Okay, so we're here. Okay, good. Now 9, 7, 8, 9, 7, 9, 7, slide 5. A little slower. Good. That's the first half. Second half starts like the first half. But we go 10, 8, 7, 8, 10, 7, 8, 10, 8, 7, 7, 8, 10, 8, 7, 8, 10, 8, 7, 8, 10. Believe it or not, all that's happening. Now octaves. 7, 10, fourth and second strings. Go up a whole step to 9 and 12. 9 and 12, first and third. Down to 7 and 10, 6 and 9, 7 and 10. Sorry, 9 and 12, 7 and 10. So far. I know I'm going fast. I do apologize. This is rare for me to go this fast. But it's a very difficult solo. So I kind of have to speed through it because it'll take forever otherwise. So, apologies in advance. Especially if this is a new technique, this may not be possible for you. Just give it some time. Now, 4 and 7. And then slide up to 5 and 8. Back to 4 and 7. Slide to 5 and 3. Play it again. 4 and 7. Slide up to 5 and 8. Again. Slide to 10 and 12. And then you kind of go 10 and 8. So, the whole thing is... Good. Okay. Now, chromatic, 9 to 12, first string. 9, 10, 12, 9, 10, 12, 8, 10, 7, 8, 5, 7, 3, 5, 2, 3, hammer on. Good. 4, 2, 4, 2, 5, 4, 2, 5. And then we walk up an A major scale here, A Mixolydian. 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5, hammer on. 3, now we get a little weird. 2, 3, 5, 2. Okay, so that's 3 to 2 pull off. 5, 3, 2, pull off, 4, 2, 5, 4, pull off, 2, 2, 2, done. Want to do the whole thing? Nice and slow. 1, 2, 3. Good. Okay. And everyone celebrates that solo's over. Mainly me and you. So that's it. Then you're back to the verse. In some ways it's incredibly simple because it's a repeating section with D and E minor and A. In some ways it's incredibly complex with the solo, with the hybrid picking, also even with the form, the fact that there's 2 bars tagged on in the second half. It's very deceptive. So I would give this the time it deserves. I will say that I was quite amazed at how much this stretched my technique. I mean, I was on the brink of not being able to play this at speed with the solo and even with the hybrid picking because it's not my wheelhouse. So I had a lot of fun. I grew a lot doing this. So I hope the same for you. Remember to go slow. Remember to enjoy. It's all about enjoyment because that will help you learning. All right? So enjoy, as I just said, and see you next time.